Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Game Master Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I'm going to be going back to the GM tips for convention play, and I'm going to focus today on my table setup for ShadowDark at the upcoming Rising Phoenix Gamescom. So that is going to be from April 18th to the 21st in Milford, Massachusetts. Really looking forward to it. It's my second time going to this convention, and it is my first time running ShadowDark. And so when I'm running this table, I'm really looking to attract attention, not only to what I have going on at the table, but also to the game and the adventure module that I'm actually going to be running. And so I think that it's really important when you're out there, what I call out and wild, and you're presenting a game system and you're presenting yourself as a game master, that you want to attract that attention to your table. You want passersby to notice what's going on and to look at the materials that you have at that table, and in order to spark their interest in a game system that they might not be familiar with. And so that's what my real intention of these game mastery tips are focused on, and that is to specifically to convention play, but these also relate to if you're running games at your local library or your friendly local game shop, if you are fortunate enough to have one of those. And so without further ado, let me start showing you the table layout that I have, or at least that I'm projecting to have. So I'm going to just center this, and and so here you go. Now, this is a condensed version of the table that I'd actually be using at the convention. My table here is like a 4x4. Clearly, they're going to be much larger there. I'm going to start on the left-hand side. So on the left-hand side, what you can see in the lower portion of this panel is I have my Game Master screen. I have a copy of ShadowDark and then a copy of the adventure that I'm running. The adventure that I'll be running is The Slumbering City by Tom Wilson. And really looking forward to both running this this adventure and this game system, because I've never run it before. Now, this is what I think is fairly important to do when you're running a newer game system that other people might not have seen before. And if you have the opportunity to use the deluxe edition, I would certainly bring out the deluxe edition for your table. Again, it's going to grab the eye much better. So if you have, whether it's a limited edition or a collector's edition or a deluxe, whatever they want to call it, have that there. You might also want to have the standard edition of the same book there on the table. Again, if you have plenty of room to do so, then certainly I would have that out there. That's the one that you're actually using during play. And the same thing with the adventure module that you might be running. If it's your own, even if it's your own, print it out in color, print it out, in a decent quality. That way, you get eyes on the product that you're running. You can also see next to that on the right-hand side, I have these coins. Now, I picked up this this coin sack on Amazon. It was maybe $20 or something like that for some 65 metal coins. They're actual metal coins and everything. And any time that you have a game system that uses tokens for whatever reason, or if you just as a game master use tokens to reward good gameplay or whatever, and allows them to utilize them for advantage or for momentum or doom or whatever the system actually calls for, then I found that these really do catch the eye again. You want to make your table look as tactile as possible, as many things to draw the eye to, as many things for the players to actually handle. And so that's, I think, something important for you to do when you're presenting your table to the people sitting at the table as well as passersby. Now, on the on the right hand side is the player's perspective. So again, I have a shorter table here. I would most likely have two dice trays, one for myself as the GM, and then one for the players to utilize. And then you can see this. The Slumbering City is based on Robert E. Howard's Hyborian Age. So it's the Conan universe, Conan the Barbarian universe, and so I took the map that I got from Modiphius's Conan 2D20, and so I'm using that as a base display on the table, and it'll be there that way. If there's some kind of a reference, a location reference that is read out to the players, they can actually look at the world map and see where we're kind of talking about. Again, bright colors and very eye drawing, and that's why it's there. The character sheets are those are pre-generated characters, and they came with the Slumbering City, and I printed out those on 60 weight copy paper, so a 60-pound copy paper. These are virtually cardboard, a very thin cardboard, but far beyond your standard copy paper. And I think that's really important to put into the players' hands as well, because when they receive something that's on 60-pound paper, they're going to realize that you put some time and effort and forethought into what you're handing them. You put some expense into your table as well, and that's something that I think is important to for you as a game master, to let your players know that you're actually trying to give them a high quality experience at your table. And then so they're sitting here. You might have now my table is set up for 5 players, but I have a 6th character sheet there. It's been my experience at conventions that sometimes people walking by, someone might walk by and say, hey, do you have room for another? So it's always good to have some backup in case, and the tables typically have enough room for you to let another person sit down. And so another great thing to do, is to, allow for that or expect that. I've had other instances where only 4 or 5 players have shown up, and so you're going to give everybody, a better choice of what they're, going to pick to play. And then again, now you have room for 2 more people to sit down at the table. Maybe you have a couple that are walking by, or 2 friends that are walking by that, hey, do you have room? Now you could see 2 other additional players. It is it's just something, it's something that is a good idea, in my opinion, to have some backups in case, someone walking by wants to have a seat at your table. If you can accommodate that, that's a really, really good idea. You might also have people that want to walk by and they just want to sit and observe, and you should always be open for them to sit and observe as well. And this is, I think, one of the key things that that conventions really do provide. It provides people the opportunity to see game systems that they might not normally see. It provides them an opportunity to sit down at a number of tables run by game masters that they've never had a chance to encounter before. And so, I found that this year, returning to Rising Phoenix GameCon, my tables filled up within hours of the open window to sign up for games. And I've noticed that some of the players that are coming to my table are people who I have played with or have played at my table at previous conventions, and not just Rising Phoenix, but other conventions as well. And I've also seen that even though I'm running 5 different game systems, I have 1 or 2 players that are playing in multiple games that I am running, which tells me that they're coming to me to play at my table. And so that's something that you really want to be able to cultivate. Cultivate a following as a game master so that people know that if they're coming to your table, you're going to do your very best to deliver a great experience for them. And so a lot has to go into how you're displaying your table out there. It's it's very much like the food, the restaurant industry, where they say, people eat with their eyes first before they even take that first taste. And I think it's very similar with our tables. Make sure that your table display really looks appealing, and if the very least, people might pass by and ask, "Hey, what game are you running?" All right, and that's just solely based on what they're seeing at your table. So I'm a big proponent of doing this for any kind of publicly running games where people might just be passing by and take a curiosity into what you're actually running and doing at your table. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will continue doing some more. Now my setup for Conan 2D20 is almost identical to this one, so I'm probably not going to do a video for that, but I will be doing one for Gangbusters BX, which is another adventure that I have run before, and it's one that I've written. And so I'm looking forward to showing you the layout that I have for that as well. And then I have my Weird West, my Weird Frontiers game that I might set up the table so that you can check that out as well beforehand. So again, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you at a gaming screen or at a gaming table sometime soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You'll have a great evening. Take care.